All right, so I'm in Maui, beautiful place here. I want to create a video, something that occurred last night, and so anyway, I want to make a video about something that happened yesterday and something I learned about myself again. And so I got angry for the first time in a long time last night, like really angry, almost like full of rage, and that's so not who I am anymore. So what I want to do is create a video about how that came about, and so, we can learn about that, because in that moment, we're really just not powerful. Whenever we're triggered, upset, angry, it's like a cat with the tail puffed out, I call it. Is when we're reacting versus responding. So, another way of looking at this video, it's about being comfortable with any communication. I took a communication course a while ago, and that was one of the topics that was taught, was just being comfortable with what gets communicated to us. And so the lesson in this is that there's what gets said by another person, and then there's the decision we make about what gets said, or the interpretation of it, and then there's our reaction, or our mood, or our way of being. Quite often, though, we forget that there's step number 2. So anyway, what occurred last night was that, I said something to somebody, and then they said, "Hey, don't talk to me," or "I don't want to hear it," and it was like the finger was put up, and even the way I'm role playing it shows that I connected like meaning to it, and so by the way, the purpose of this is for me to take full responsibility and not blame another person, because it's not the other person's fault. They just say what they say. I have a choice as to how I interpret it. So so what was said was it was like the finger went up. It said don't talk to me, whatever. I don't even remember what was said, to be honest with you. But what I made it mean was that they were shutting me up. Now, that's not what happened, but that's what I made it mean, because it's not like the person put their hand on my mouth, like that didn't occur. So, point is, there's what gets said, and then there's what gets communicated to us. It's up to us, is the point of this whole video here. And so, what was said, and the action, the body language, I interpreted it as, he's shutting me up. And it almost like brought back memories of childhood in my household and, being shut up. And so what that goes to show you is that I can have still some work to do when it comes to being comfortable with any communication. And so, obviously, I wasn't very comfortable with that communication. And I lost power, and I got really angry, and I was screaming and yelling and all that. And by that, getting angry like that, that's a lack of integrity. Integrity is honoring our word. So I've given my word. I know who I am. Who I am as a great leader. Who I am is one who responds and not reacts. Who I am is a role model. And so when I'm angry publicly like that, or angry in general, it goes against who I am or who I choose to be. So it's like it's an integrity issue. I'm dishonoring my word, the word I gave, and the word I gave to who I am. And so part of me creating this video, it's restoring my integrity. Because in the moment, this is who I am. This is the type of leader I am. Not the angry, I'm so far from that person, that angry, belligerent, whatever. Just being angry and belligerent is not who I am. So, and that's the idea. It's like, integrity is like integration. Whereas, when we're out of integrity, it's like disintegration. It's like a disintegration of who we are, who we're committed to being. And so until I actually clean it up and restore the integrity, I'm not myself anymore. Again, it disintegrated away, and then it's like, all right, integration. Let's go ahead back to being that self. So, like, I'm going to make sure I clean up and apologize to the different people that were there. So, anyway, I don't want to go too long-winded with this video, but here's the point of this whole thing: is that there's things that get said. It's up to us to interpret things in a way, and so we're really responsible for what gets communicated to us. So, last night, I could have played it out differently. I could have, whatever was said, I didn't have to choose to perceive it as being shut up. And then it was like me wanting to, like, save face and get defense. And it was neat. It was interesting. It was like I was almost like, in that moment, I was like, respond or react? Respond or react? I mean, responding would have been, okay, let me maturely, or let me make a request. Say, hey, listen, I'd like for you to let me be heard, versus whatever. Like, that would be the more powerful, healthy, caring thing to do, versus the reactionary, again, cat with the tail puffed out, like, rah, like, oh, And it's interesting when I'm being that way. It's so like not. It's unsettling to me, because again, that's just not who I am anymore. So. Let's take responsibility for what gets communicated to us, and also what we communicate to other people, because there's what we say, and then there's what actually gets communicated to them. So let's own it both ways. I always joke in training, but I say somebody could like flip me off and be like, "Rah," and I could be like, "Oh, you love me," because if I'm not being physically attacked, I might as well perceive things in a way that still allow for me to be happy. Because when I'm happy and full of joy, I'm a great leader. So, summing this video up. Take responsibility for what gets communicated to us and how we perceive it. Let's go ahead and really challenge ourselves to pay attention to the different communication that we're uncomfortable with. And let's go ahead and really challenge ourselves to become comfortable with any communication. Because the value of that is that no topics are off limits. And we could, in a calm, collected fashion, we can deal with things powerfully versus, being upset and butting heads and and battling people and all of that. So anyway, I'm going to keep enjoying this Maui beautiful paradise. It's awesome. So wherever you are, enjoy your day. Have fun.